Welcome, folks. Fred Gleek here with Bill DeWeese for our weekly podcast / YouTube channel. And, of course, the question is, Bill, how was your week?
Well, we're still calculating as we speak, but it's close to $6,000. Which was actually a very pleasant surprise.
Good. And so let's back up, because last week was about $3,000. And so that was kind of a slow week. So what happened on Monday?
Well, Monday was almost $2,000 day. Did some mortgage lender foreclosure training, some more training for that grocery outlet buy low, which I've been working on stuff. You'll hear a lot of things repeated because these tend to go on for weeks at a time. I did a couple of regional TV ads, and then I did a narration for a financial company explaining how you can make your tax bracket work for you, and a little bit of training for NBC Universal for employee training, safety training.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and so that was Monday.
And what percentage of those were repeat customers versus new customers? Looks like
they were all repeat.
Got it.
Yeah. And then Tuesday, it just got really, I only had a couple projects. I mean, there was like nothing. I did just a very short pickup for a Chinese client. I mean, literally just a repeat of a sentence. And then I did a little bit of work for Oracle, some technical training, a few pages, but it was really, I thought, well, here we go. We're grinding to a halt here for for the week. It's funny because you play games. Well, you know how it is when you're self-employed. You play games in your mind. And one day you think, oh, everything's going to be awesome and we're going to make, some more money than we know what to do with. And the next day it's like, oh my gosh, the bottom has fallen out. Nobody will ever hire me again.
Right. Always.
That's what Tuesday felt like.
I can understand. Hey, so then let's see. So, and again, that's something that needs to be addressed. Speaking of that, I have something good to report, completely unrelated. Kyle did land his national famous footwear commercial.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
And for the benefit of our listening audience, this is your stepson.
He is. And
he's an actor.
He's upstairs sick today, but he landed his first national TV commercial, which is going to shoot sometime next week.
Give him my congratulations. That is awesome.
Yeah, and I told him, and I said, and we were actually talking, Sabrina and I, my wife, were talking about the idea of, I was saying, I got all these things coming in from voices.com, and I'm about to up the Voices 1, 2, 3 thing, and I said, maybe I should just go buy a video, an audio booth. She goes, wait a second, have we made any money from this yet? I go, no. She goes, why don't we wait till we start making money?
Sabrina sounds like my wife.
So speaking of the ups and downs, that's definitely it. So in answer to some of your questions, if you're listening on the podcast or watching on the YouTube channel, should you invest in materials? And then I told her the story how you didn't get out of the closet till you were making close to $100,000 a year.
Oh yeah, I was making over that when I was literally, I worked out of the bedroom closet for like 4 years. A long time, yeah.
And there you go. So yeah, so she said, why don't you just keep doing that?
Sorry I couldn't help you out there. Good.
Okay, so Tuesday was looked like it was going to be a terrible week because of that. Yeah. And then what happened on Wednesday?
Well, Wednesday I got busy again. I did some work for Intel. That's a repeat client for their marketing department. Let's see here. I had a referral from a client, which they contacted me about doing. I did an audition for them, and I haven't heard back on that yet. But as you know, I've been doing some ongoing training work for the National Automobile Dealerships Association. Did some more work for them. Did some work through a current European client, some more technology training. I did some medical coding narration, more IT narration. It's funny, I read a blog this week where somebody was saying that over 90% or that 90% of all voiceover work is narration work. And if you listen to this is exactly what we're seeing, maybe more, even more than 90%.
Yeah, you're proving that the statistic is accurate.
Yeah. I mean, that's certainly been my experience.
Got it.
Yeah, and so these are all existing clients again on Wednesday.
Okay, so let's take it then to Thursday because I'm anxious to see if there was any new business that was created from new client work.
Nothing on Thursday. Nothing new on Thursday. Just some more IT narration, including some work for Cisco that I've been doing. I did some work for a Canadian client. The end client was new, but I got them through the middleman, the production company is a production company I've been working with for years. But it was a home-based business pitch. So it was one of those tired of working for the man kind of commercials. So I made a little money doing that.
Yeah, and it's what was I going to say here? I was thinking about the fact that again, being that we are in our own businesses doing this kind of work, there is a lot of this up and down, and there's a lot of kind of the mental game. And one of the things that you talked about is smoothing out the cycle to make sure you don't have weeks that go way down.
Yeah.
So, did you do any auditions this week in preparation for creating extra or greater work next week? No.
Very little. It's not that I didn't do any. I did some, but I mean, literally, it was less than 4 or 5. It was barely anything.
And do you have a time in which you tend, or a time of day in which you tend to want to do the auditions versus the actual work?
That's a good question. No, not really. Not at night. I like once at 5 o'clock hits, I'm useless for that kind of stuff. But usually it depends on the flow of work for that day because it kind of trickles in throughout the day.
Okay.
So I'll usually do a few jobs in the morning, and then if I'm waiting for something else, then I'll knock out a few auditions, and then when the work starts coming in, I'll go back to that. So there's no real rhyme or reason except based on the flow of work for that day.
Now, that may be your method of doing things, but in the category of don't do as I do as I say, if you were telling people how they should be doing it, do you think it makes sense, especially starting out, to say to yourself from 7 to 8 in the morning, I'm going to be doing auditions, and then I'm going to work on any client work?
I would say rather than state specific hours of the day for everybody, that it's when you feel you are the strongest, because you've got to be in a good place. For me, 7 to 8 would be a terrible time because I don't even sound human until 9. And so I start with easy stuff when I come to the studio that doesn't require much thinking or work, and this real straight ahead narration. And then by 8:30, 9, 10, I'm ready to get into some more complicated stuff.
Got it. And by the way, I'm going to be sending you some pictures of the orders that I placed for my shock absorber, whatever.
Oh yeah, shock mount,
and the arm that holds it. Both of which came to a total of just under $25 on Amazon.
Ba-doom, bang, There you go.
And by the way, that is now attached very insecurely to one of the places, one of the shelves to hang clothes in the closet.
You have to send me a picture of that. I want to see that.
It'll be funny.
Your Jimmy rigged
totally
closet.
I've got it all set up, and again, I'll send you pictures of what I got going on there, and it'll be kind of amusing, I'm sure.
Cool.
So, getting back to the week. So, again, and a good indicator for those of you who are looking to really make this a career and make it ongoing revenue. It sounds like, if you look at the entire week now, let's skip ahead a little bit here.
Yeah.
Was there any business that was new client work?
Yeah, and it came in today.
Okay.
And it was a brand new client.
Today being Friday, by the way.
Today being Friday. And I landed them through Voice 123. It was through an audition that I had done, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Oh, I know what it was. It was it was a promo for Staples. It was advertising the Staples Drop and Go Shredder, I think is what it was called. So it was like a 60-second commercial type thing. It was for web use.
How much did it pay?
And that paid $400. So I did that today, and I did. I do ongoing work for National and Alamo Rent-A-Cars. I think I mentioned I do all their airport on-hold stuff.
Yes.
So did some stuff for some Florida airports today. New Mexico PBS is always doing Friday. Did some radio imaging. I did. Oh, okay, here's under the category of most interesting job of the week.
Okay.
I've done some recent work for Lego. And they wanted me to do, I did some work today where I did some kind of like character work. It's for a big Lego sales conference. And so they had me reference the Lego movie and do some, hey, good morning, welcome. Oh, so I was doing some real, they're going to put it to some animation. I don't know. But so I did that today. That was interesting. Not really what I do usually, but
yeah,
it was fun. I did some interesting narration for, it was like teaching kids how to read effectively, to remember what they read. And so it's part of some learning program. I don't even know who the company was that uses it, but I read a bunch of stuff for that.
You were not reading effectively because you have no idea what it was about.
I have no idea what it was about. I mean, literally, they just give me these lines.
Right, nor did you want to try. And by the way, I think that your hard drive can get full, your mental hard drive can get full very fast if you try and retain that stuff. Although I bet there's a lot of trivia trapped in your brain somewhere that if you were on, Jeopardy, it might come out.
If I could recall that, I would appear to be a genius because
Yes.
I've read so much e-learning. I've learned so much, or read so much, I should say.
Good. Okay. So then it sounds as if, and again today when we get off this particular call, this Skype call, you've got more work lined up. So if
Yeah.
you were guessing, how many total dollars are coming in for this week? Over 6,000?
Yeah, probably it's going to be right around 6,000. It'll probably be a little bit over, but I don't know exactly. I'm right now working on these just came in some narrations for a product, and then I just did a Lexus dealership on spec, just like a demo. But they think they want to use me, so if that comes through, I'll be over 6,000.
Let me ask you this: why don't we take the Lexus copy you just spoke of and give us your read?
Yeah, can Muse play for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I could do that. I mean, I could read it, but I gotta say, at this point,
Yeah. You're sick.
I gotta save my voice.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where's it at? Reinhardt Motors. Okay. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to switch out my headphones because I have to play it through my headphones, and you don't want to hear it through my earbuds. Okay, there we go. All right, and here's the commercial. It's for a dealership called Reinhardt Motors, Reinhardt Lexus. Here we go.
It's your time to make a Lexus yours with so many ways to save at Reinhardt Lexus. Just in time for the college graduate. The new 2015 NX models are eligible for the $1,000 college graduate reward program. And all active military receive $750 in rebates. Plus, take a look at the incredible payment on a new IS-250 and huge savings on the 2015 LS-460. It's a new day with so many new ways to save at Reinhardt Lexus. Expect to feel like family.
That sounds like it's so far out of your normal wheelhouse.
But you know what's weird? In my day-to-day, the way I my interpersonal communication wheelhouse, it is. But I used to do this stuff all in radio. That's like right up my alley. I've done cajillions of these, and I do a lot of this kind of work when I do commercials.
Frankly, that to me would be very easy to do. My problem is toning it down, as opposed to now, ladies and gentlemen, you know.
I can turn it on when I have to.
Yeah, exactly.
This weekend only.
Yeah,
Save
exactly.
big. Yeah, because that's part of being in radio. Everything they write is that way.
Right.
Everything is sell, sell, sell. So for 24 years, I wrote and voiced this kind of stuff.
Got it. Okay, so then what else do we have to tell people for this week? Is there anything else? I don't want to artificially sort of link this.
I think the big takeaway, hold on a second, I want to get your picture back up there. There we go. Okay, so I think the big takeaway here is that never, on any given day, don't judge what's going on any given day, because it can be feast or famine. You have to kind of back up a little bit and look at the week or look at the month to get a good sense of what's going on. And if you're saying, why am I not getting more commercials? It's because, 90+% of the work out there is narration. So be okay with that. Be comfortable with that.
Yeah, and realize that money is money. And if you happen to like a certain kind of work, that's too bad, because the marketplace is telling you that 90% is narration work.
Yeah, yeah. So just go with it, enjoy it, and, take the pay.
Perfect. There we have it. Bill DeWeese for the week of May the 8th here? Well, I forget what. Yeah.
Today's the 8th, yeah.
Today's the 8th. Okay, so perfect. Thank you very much for your time, Bill. And thank you all for listening or watching on the YouTube channel. Fred Bleak here with Bill DeWeese saying bye for now.
Bye.